Hey everyone, Phil Strader here at SAUER, and we've gotten a lot of feedback about the P320, specifically around the video content that we've been filming lately about how the gun works and some of the testing that's been done. And we got some great input and feedback from a specific viewer named Dustin. And he emailed me and basically said, hey, these videos are great. How does just a regular user who's not really into guns, how could they check their P320 to make sure it's functioning correctly or make sure everything works the way it's supposed to work? And I thought that's a great question. Let's make a video about it. So we're going to actually cover exactly what you can do at home to safely check your pistol and make sure your P320 is functioning the way it's designed to function. First step, of course, unload the gun. Make sure the gun is completely unloaded. We'll go through that right now, but just make sure the gun is unloaded. The first step, of course, is to remove the source of ammunition. Remove the magazine. Get the magazine out of the gun. The second step is to rack the slide a few times, not just once. Get the round out of the chamber if there is one, and rack it a couple more times. If more than one round comes out of the chamber, you may have forgotten to take the magazine out, okay? Lock your slide to the rear. Do a visual check of the chamber, a visual check of the magwell, then a physical check of the chamber and magwell. Look away and do it again, just to be safe, okay? So your pistol is unloaded and the slide is locked to the rear. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the takedown lever down, grab the slide, pull it back, and release it forward. You do not have to pull the trigger to take the P320 apart. You will take the bottom half of the gun, lay it down. We won't need that for now. We're going to take the guide rod assembly out and the barrel out, just like that. So what you're left with is the slide assembly. And this is as far as you'll have to take the gun apart to do this function test. Now, underneath the slide towards the back, you'll see the leg of the striker, which is right here. And you'll see to the right of that, if the muzzle's pointing down, to the right of that, you'll see the striker safety lock right there. I'm pushing down on it. So you want to make sure the striker safety lock is functioning correctly. All you have to do is push down on the striker with your finger. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Push forward, okay, on the striker. And as you do that, keep your eye on the breech face here as you're pushing down on the striker. Remember, all you're doing is pushing forward on the striker. You want to check the breech face to make sure the striker is not pushing through the flash hole on the breech face. And you can see that nothing's happening. It's not poking through. So now what you want to do is you want to push down on that striker safety lock. So you're basically deactivating it, much like the captive safety lever would be doing as you're pulling the trigger. And as you're pushing down on the striker safety lock, you'll push forward on the striker, and it takes a little bit of finagling. Hold the striker forward, and you should be able to see the striker protruding through the flash hole in the breech face. Remember, I depressed the striker safety lock and pushed the striker forward. Now, as you release the striker and move the striker back to the rear, you'll see and hear the safety lever or the striker safety lock click back into place. Listen. There it is. Now, when you do that, you can push down on the striker again to make sure the breech face is not, the striker is not coming through the breech face. That's the only really test you need to do with your slide. And you can put the barrel and guide rod assembly back in, just like so. Let's move on to the lower half. The lower half, what you're going to want to do is take a look at what you've got here. You've got your grip module and your FCU in place. Now, with the takedown lever rotated down in the disassembly position, you'll notice that the SAUER, which is right here, is down. It's in the down position. So what you want to do is you want to rotate your takedown lever back to the parallel position, and then you're going to push up on the slide catch lever. Now, when you push up on the slide catch lever, you're going to notice that the SAUER resets into its normal position, its normal operating position. So take a look at this. I'm going to push up on the slide catch lever, and there you go. So the SAUER is now in its normal position. Now, you'll push down on the SAUER, you'll feel some resistance. That's actually the leg that's pushing down and hitting the trigger bar. But when you pull the trigger on this, and you're going to want to actually do this, pull the trigger on your pistol, and you're looking for two things. You're looking for this little lever right here. You'll see it move up. It says the captive safety lever. That can only move up when the trigger is moved to the rear and the trigger bar is moved forward. But when you pull the trigger, that captive safety lever is going to move up. As you can see, it's moving up. And if you keep pulling the trigger, you'll notice that this sear is rotating down. So if you pull the trigger all the way to the rear, the sear will rotate all the way down, and the captive safety lever will come all the way up. And that's how you know that your trigger is working correctly, and activating the correct parts is your captive safety lever's up, sear goes down. Now you can also test the disconnector here just by pushing down. This is this piece right here. This is your mechanical disconnector. You can push that straight down like so, hold it down, and then pull the trigger, and you'll notice that the sear no longer moves. The sear is completely motionless. So the trigger bar is disconnected from the sear. Okay, you'll see some minimal movement from the captive safety lever, but again, it's minimal and it's completely disconnected. The trigger bar is being pushed down by that disconnector. Now, if your pistol has a manual safety, in this case, this one does, you'll want to push the manual safety up. You want a positive click there. You want to be able to hear and feel it click up, and then you'll want to pull the trigger. And as you pull the trigger, you'll notice that the trigger bar is locked in place, and it will not actuate the sear. It won't do much of anything. It might wiggle the captive safety lever, but the trigger bar is locked in place, and then, of course, your safety goes off. Now, once you have done those function tests, you've pulled the trigger a couple times, you've confirmed that that sear is moving down and that captive safety lever is moving up, you're going to want to rotate the takedown lever down. Remember, that's got to be down to get the gun back together. And as you do that, you'll see that the sear will rotate back down, and then your slide goes back on. You simply put the slide back on, you pull the slide back, and you lock the slide to the rear. So you actually use your slide catch lever. Now this has a slide catch lever on the other side. You'll see it move up. So slide comes back, slide catch lever goes up, and it holds the slide in place. And then you'll simply rotate your takedown lever back into position, and the gun is assembled. So that is a very easy way to not an armorer's level, to check your P320 to make sure all the parts are working correctly, that the gun is functional, and of course, the gun is safe. We hope this helps you out a lot. Again, remember to fully unload your guns before you do this test, and we hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching.